Thank you, sir. Madam Chairperson, before I begin my speech, I just want us to do some rehearsals, security rehearsals. I believe we are all into that industry. Can you look around if you find any bag or object left unattended to? I'm going to tell you a story. That's why I'm asking you to look around. Around you, just check if you have any bag or object left unattended to. Yes, we were at a security-related, conference last week. Who was there at Honlia? With me, I've just seen one person here. The Honlia is heads of drug enforcement agencies across the world. It's under the auspices of the United Nations Office on Drug and Organized Crime. And Madam Chairperson, one of the delegates that came from Nigeria, put a prank on everybody. We all know Nigeria, what is going on now. Sorry to say this, but the Boko Haram is a real menace to the... And he had apparently brought us gifts. The gift was the manual of the DA in Nigeria, Drug Enforcement Agency in Nigeria. So the brochure was brought, and they were in a sack. We brought the sack into the conference venue and stood there for 3 good days. No security mind, rather than we were in danger. So somebody kicked the leg against it and it fell. And asked, whose baggage? Then they turned to the moderator. Moderator said no. So they took the bag, lifted it, and then with that security check, that officer took it and was just holding it. Who owns this bag? Then the Nigerian officer said, I. And he hesitated for some time, so we were all scared, because if you go to the airport, they say, don't leave your bag unattended. If we pick it, we are going to destroy it. And this thing was in the hands of the man for quite 2 minutes, nobody talked. Then he said, I want to save hearts. So he just raised up the hand and said, look, I brought it. And everybody here has failed as a security officer. So that's just by the way. If we are all security officers, then we should be up and doing. When we go to conferences, let's check whether we have such objects around us or not. So, Chairperson, I will now begin. I am indeed honored to be called upon to give the guest speaker's speech. This invitation came late, but I thought I would do my best to satisfy everybody here, since I've been in the security service for almost 25 years, and I should be able to at least highlight some few areas I think need attention. And Chairperson, permit me to state here that industrial security is the nerve center of every industry or corporation. It is also true that industrial safety is a prerequisite to profit maximization. Achieving safe environment in the workplace calls for certain well-structured and resource-oriented security management system. Classified information essential to protection from loss or damage. And I want to digress small. When we talk about industrial security, those who are into secret services think they are not part of it. If you follow the president of USA, you are into that industry. If you follow your president, you are into that industry. So you need ASIS. ASIS or ASIS.
International.
Yes, I think you guys are also confused with your name, because I heard from some corner that It is not ASIS, it is ASIS International. Which one is correct? Until I want to go, once you all started with ASIS, I also go with ASIS. Madam Chairperson, planning and developing strategies to deal with industrial safety and security demand competent and dedicated professionals. Industries cannot afford to experiment with mediocrity when it comes to managing security at the workplace. Therefore, any investor who means business will not downplay this human resource component. In other words, owners of industries and corporate institutions can hardly break even with their huge investments if they cannot nurture and sustain a safe and secure working environment under the able hands of the security expert. It therefore behooves any well-minded industry owner or entrepreneur to strive for adequate security and safe environment. Madam Chairperson, the foregoing underscores the need for an association like ASIS International to build synergies with the local Ghanaian security experts. Ghana has a chunk of industrial concerns, and like in any other jurisdiction, these industries or businesses had and continue to have security challenges. In my candid opinion, therefore, ASIS International provides the right platform for professional interactions and exchange of best practices by our security experts. ASIS International, no doubt, boasts of professionals with varied backgrounds. Among them are the Certified Protection Professionals, CPP, Physical Security Professional, PSP, Professional Certified Investigators, where my brother has just chalked that success under, you didn't tell me. Security Analysts, Retired Military and Police Officers. When I got here, I saw my colleagues in the military. How many of them are police officers? And I was sad. Not that we don't have, but the platform has not been given. So from today, I'm going to just gather my people and they will come on board. Madam Chairperson, this array of officers continually develop new systems to meet new challenges in security management. They also often double as liaisons between the organizations and the law enforcement agencies, including courts, civil society, and government institutions. Indeed, the security expert cannot compromise on local laws and processes such as case management, both criminal and civil. For instance, the security expert ensures that exhibits meant for tendering in future criminal prosecutions are well handled and not compromised. Let me digress here and then maybe tell you why. You are in your establishment, crime is committed, or someone has stolen something. You have leads to where the item is. Do you go to fetch it yourself, or you just, by building synergy with the local police officers, you ignore their presence, go fetch that thing, you tamper with it, and you want the police officer to go in future to just prosecute that case successfully in court? I can say no. Madam Chairperson, as a security officer, I will employ officers, security officers, security analysts, to be mindful of the jurisdiction in which they operate. They have laws to govern the daily activities there. Forget about what the corporate SOPs are. You are in a jurisdiction where you don't execute your police duties. If you were a police officer even before in your country, if you come to Ghana or you are employed and work with any security firm, that aspect of law enforcement still exists. So you need to work with the local law enforcement officers. And maybe I'll forget, I have to recommend that they should start buying the relevant books that some people just erroneously make mistake by saying that yes, we are not police officers, so we don't read criminal code, we don't read the Criminal Procedure Act, which is wrong. That guides you. It tells you what you need to do when you apprehend a female suspect. We have powers of arrest of private persons. Policeman has powers of arrest. They are different from the powers of arrest of a private person. So wherever you are as a security expert, you are a private person. So there are rules. So I will recommend certain books at the end of the speech, and everyone should go for it. As a chairperson, the security aspect is so pivotal to the day-to-day running of the industry, to the extent that any little exercise of complacency spells doom for the entire industry. The question one may pose at this stage is this: how developed is the concept of industrial security management in our part of the world? In other words, how many professionals do our training institutions turn out regularly in this area as compared to other disciplines? Far from downgrading our few fine ones in the system here. Our military officers, those experts I met this evening, kudos to you, but we have a chunk of officers who need to be trained. I may be permitted to say, Madam Chairperson, that the case in Ghana is not well developed. You started in 1994. We are starting what? In 2012. We have to clear the backlog. Madam Chairperson, I will urge our well-versed ASIS colleagues from across the world to mentor more professionals in Ghana. I implore my colleague security professionals in Ghana to seize this rare opportunity of having the local chapter of ASIS born in Ghana today to prove their mettle and rub shoulders with their colleagues from the other parts of the globe. Madam Chairperson, I will end my speech by congratulating the local chapter organizers for bringing ASIS International to Ghana. I will advocate for strong partnership with other chapters, especially the mother chapter in USA, so that Ghana's chapter will grow fast to lead the way in West Africa. Madam, this is a challenge to Nigeria. On that note, I now declare the Ghana chapter 278 of ASIS International Day. Before, as I mentioned, certain books, and get the latest edition. If you are not careful, those who have the old stock may sell it to you. You know, Justice Brobe has written a book. The book is big, but it doesn't have to scare you. Practice and procedure in the trial course of tribunals and courts in Ghana. You need a book. It tells you what to do when you have civil case, when you are doing criminal case. The evidence law in Ghana, even the extraditions. And I forgot to mention that where I sit as Interpol director, how many references has come to my table for me to check people you employ from abroad. You may be employing a terrorist that you don't know. That fourth chapter in the course of the years ahead. Thank you.